Hello and welcome to day 6 of Summer and Sea Tangles. Today I'm going to draw a tangle by Tomàs Padrós called Zenemone. And I will start with these kind of U-shaped little marks. And I will leave between the two more or less the same space, and then I will add the third one. And then in the row above the first one, I will add some more. And I will place them between the ones on the bottom. Then I will just draw a shape that basically frames it. And it's just a little bit thicker on the top. And I will say that I have a lot of respect for Tomàs and his tangles, and I'm always a bit hesitant to use them and demonstrate them. And with this particular tangle, the problem, let's call it a problem, is that I always draw it in a different way. So I will show you how. And it really requires a lot of concentration for me to do it the way that it's supposed to be done. Supposed, it can be whatever you want it to be. And the way that I usually use it, it's even the sequence of strokes is different. I usually do it in this way, that I first draw the so-called body of the tangle, and then I add in this C shape. Let's call it C shape. It's more like a C than a U, right? And I even mostly draw it, I'm just thinking where to position a new one, like this, with a really, really thin body. And it looks like something that would grow on the bottom of the ocean, let's say, at least for me. And then the thing that I like to also add is a little bit of black ink on the bottom of the C shape, because it will help with the shading. And I will show you now the shading so that you understand why I do it. If you haven't used this tangle before, maybe you have. So this is like the original step out, and as always, if you look on Tomàs's Facebook and Instagram accounts, you will see also different options. This is quite an old tangle from 2017, one of the first ones that Tomàs published. And the step out is not as elaborate as some that he does today are, but still it's very informative. I will also add some shade around these just to make it even more visible. You know how some of these units of Zenemone are placed on top of the other ones. Okay, I think that's enough for now. And then later I might add some more shades. I will blend these shades with my blending stump, because I rotated the tile like this. I will also do the little C shapes. You can see that there are shades on the bottom of each of these C shapes. So this is why I used a little bit of ink on the bottom to kind of act as the deepest shade. And just a little while it takes to blend all the shades, and it also depends on what kind of paper you use. This is maybe not as structured, the surface of the paper, as the Zentangles Renaissance styles. So it maybe requires a little bit more effort to blend the shades. And now I will take my white pencil and I will place some highlights first on top of my Zenemone. It's actually the top right where I will put the shiniest highlights, which kind of implies that there is an imagined light source on the top left side, because these highlights are turned towards the left side. And I will add just a little bit more on these bottom parts on that left side, and then I will blend it with the blending stump. This is quite a simple tangle. Many of Tomàs's tangles are very structured, geometric, and I might do a series on geometric tangles too. But he also does have some beautiful organic tangles. And I will just add some shades on the opposite side from where the highlights are. So it's bottom right in this case. And of course I will blend it too. And once I'm done with blending, the finishing touch might be just a few more shiniest highlights that I will do with the white Jelly Roll 10. So I will maybe add just several dots on this part, which I would assume would be the shiniest. And maybe you can see, if you really look closely, that I did mute some of my lines with this white pencil, but that's fine. And I might just add a little bit more graphite to the bottom. I always try to apply the graphite pencil right next or even on top of this line where the shade should be the darkest. I don't want any space between the shade, the darkest shade, and the line. And this is why I think that this little bit of black ink really does help. So this is the original step out, kind of a structured way of placing them, and then the way that I like to use them in an underwater scene with these just free-flowing little Zenemones. And I will of course finish this with the name of the Tangle. And of course, as always, I want to thank you for drawing with me. And because I don't have a tile here with Zenemone, I want to show you the tile that I did with squid, because if you remember well, if you watched the first video or the second one, I showed you how to draw squid, and I told you that I don't have a tile where I actually use the squid. So here's my tile with squid. Here's Marasu, which I'm going to show you again, and this is actually a new Tangle by Tomàs Padrós, which he drew in live Instagram live, so you can still find it on his Instagram profile. And I really love this with the red color that I typically don't use unless it's on the back of the tile with this red square. I love it. Thank you so much once again, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.